So also working in the clinic, get a lot of rotator cuff. I got total shoulder replacements, rotator cuff tears, labral tears, slaps, Bankarts, all those fancy named injuries to the shoulder. But ultimately, by the time they're done getting stitched together, and the immobility phase or the rest phase and the repair phase is starting to come out of the tunnel, you need to get that coordination of the musculature going. And it's not the large muscles that you can see through the skin that you're really trying to target. You're trying to target those deep rotator muscles. Now the rotator cuff muscles, four in all, come directly off the shoulder blade, then go directly to the humerus or that arm bone. And they control more or less the spin of the ball in the socket. So imagine a golf ball in a golf tee. You've got this large ball in a shallow cup. It's the only joint in the body that can do this. So it's contingent on being quite free. But with that freedom comes a lack of stability. With injuries or repetitive traumas or just bad mechanics and posturing, some muscles become more dominant, others get weaker. Now the most likely muscles to get weak are the ones closest to the joint or the deepest layer muscles, which in this case are the rotator cuff muscles. Rotator cuff muscles primarily do what they say. They rotate the shoulder in and out. 3 out of the 4 muscles do this. That fourth one comes over the top, off that shoulder blade, dives down and helps lift up to some extent. But the real lifting muscle is this deltoid. It just drapes over the top, and when it contracts, it pulls the arm up, but unfortunately it pulls that ball up in the socket and compresses it and pinches. Those rotator cuff muscles that do this are the tethers that hold that ball down as the arm swings up and lets that ball spin in place. Keeps the golf ball on the golf tee, more or less. So what we want to do is to isolate that rotator cuff group of muscles is work the arm left, right, in, out, but at the same time get this deltoid out of the way. Now the deltoid lifts up, so when I lift my arm up, it's dominating. So if I have a delayed or weakened rotator cuff, and I'm trying to do these exercises to re-educate my shoulder, I'm going to get a compensatory pattern. It's going to look something like this, and that's a big no-no. So what we do with the grid in the clinic is to create a slight downward push. Now my arm's hanging on that line, but my deltoid's completely soft. Now I can add in rotational movements or fore-aft movements without the deltoid dominance, and now I can get more response from that rotator cuff in and out. This isn't a power type of exercise. This is about control, timing, maybe a little bit of eventual speed and endurance. Okay, these rotator cuff muscles respond to small forces, high repetitions. So if I'm trying to get that shoulder pain to go away, that pinch pain on an elevation to go away, get the deltoid out of the way, slight downward push, maintain the downward push. I'm going to go fore-aft, fore-aft. I'm going to front, back. So I'm getting a little coordination here, but the top of that deltoid, that middle deltoid, isn't dominating. Now there's slightly anterior posterior deltoid, but the beauty is, with this motion I can add a little rotation, and now the only real muscles that are going to help me with that rotation are the rotator cuff muscles. So here's how I get that fore-aft, tying back, keep the deltoid out of it, starting to feel a little burn, very subtle, fatigue, but no impingement, and that's the key. So that's your fore-aft deltoid inhibition exercise. You just add a little bit of a twist at the end, and you get this nice resistance with a twist because we have a two-point attachment, the only configuration that I know does so to this day. There it is.